All right, so let's jump into learning about WordPress themes, or the basics, a very basic part, yet a very important part of WordPress themes, specifically the functions PHP. So what we're going to attempt to accomplish during this tutorial is how we can use functions PHP to add functionality to a WordPress theme. The specific functionality we're going to add is the Google Analytics script. We're going to do this in two parts. First part is going to be just straight in going to the parent theme, going into the parent theme's functions PHP, and just adding a script, adding a function that will add the Google Analytics script to the theme. Then what we're going to do is add a very simple child theme. So why is functions PHP file important to master? Well, we're not going to master it here, but we're going to start that path for you. Gives you, the developer, the ability to modify your WordPress theme. Where is it located? Well, if you go, and we'll look at this in more detail in a moment, you go into your WordPress folder, you're going to see WP content, themes, your theme name, and there's going to be functions PHP. The important part is the best choice for modifying existing themes is to use a child theme. We're going to do that at the back end of this tutorial. The first half we're going to focus on, like I said, just going to the parent theme, going into its functions PHP, and adding that functionality to it. How would you be able to find it? Well, here is kind of a breakdown of the 2011, so we're going way back here, but very relevant in terms of how the content actually, how the structure breaks down. Go into WP content, go into your themes, pick your themes, and you'll find your function PHP. So let's go build something. Let's add Google Analytics to the header section of our WordPress theme. So here we are on the front end of the 2021 WordPress theme. Yeah, it's kind of boring, but not really what's important for our purposes. What we want to be able to accomplish here isn't so much of how pretty, beautiful the front end is. What we want to do is add the Google Analytics script to the head section of our HTML. So as you can see in the head section, where the heck does this end? Where the head section ends, right here, we do not have the Google Analytics added to this theme. So what we're going to do is make that happen. Again, going to use the parent themes functions PHP to add that to the theme. So let's jump into that. Let's jump into VS Code and see how we make that happen. So for those of you that are wondering about the setup that I have here, I'm using Vagrant to whip up a server and then go on about doing the work on it. A server or system setup where you can launch a WordPress or spin up a WordPress site. So again, let's jump back into what we were talking about in the quick little presentation. We want to go into our WordPress folder. We want to go down to content. From content, we want to go into themes. Into themes, we want to get the 2021 theme. Now, within the 2021 theme, we want to go find our very important functions PHP theme. Or not functions PHP theme, functions PHP file. We don't want to mess with any of this in here. We want to create our own function. So what we're here to do is, again, add the Google script tag, or the Google Analytics script, to the head of our WordPress theme. So what we're going to need to do that first off is we're going to have to add an action. So what we would do is, we're just going to copy and paste because I'm not a great typer. It takes me forever. So copy and pasting is faster for me. But I will slowly walk through so you understand what we've just done here. So what happens here? So we want to add the action. So when this action hook, WP head, is fired by WordPress core, right, we are going to add another function. So this function here that we'll add in a moment, add Google Analytics to header, is going to add the script to this function that is fired, WP head that is fired by WordPress core, and it's going to insert it in the head of the HTML. So what's the function look like that we're going to add? Well, the function that we'll grab is going to look something like this. And, oops, I need to take that out. Let me just clean this up. So that's pretty much it. Again, add the action, WP head. When this function is fired by the WordPress core, it'll also fire our custom function. This is the function that we will have created. Really straightforward. You're just going to, function, add the name, add your curly braces, get out of PHP for a moment, copy and paste your Google Analytics script right here, jump back into PHP. That's it. You're done. That's all you need to worry about. That will add this to the head of the parent theme. So let's go take a look at the front end and see if we've been successful. So here we are, back at the beautiful front end that we've created. Let's take a look and see if our Google Analytics script has been added. And we are successful. Script's been added right there. So that's kind of one way of doing it, not the optimal way, but I think this is a good example of how you can add your own custom business logic functionality to a parent theme using Functions.php. However, I would not recommend it as the go-to method that you use in order to get this kind of functionality. What I do strongly recommend, and that's what we're going to jump into now, is that you use a child theme. Plugins are also another option, but that's going to be a tutorial down the road. What we're going to focus on next is creating a child theme. So create a child theme. Child theme allows us to make modifications to the parent theme. It prevents changes being removed. So what does that mean? So in the example in the Functions.php, when we added the Google Analytics script, as we all know, or at least if we've used WordPress for any amount of time, they like to update fairly frequently. And when you get an update, that parent theme, right, the parent theme is going to be updated, and most likely the Functions.php is going to be updated, and any code that we have added is going to be overwritten. It's going to disappear. So we need to find a way to prevent that, and that's where a child theme becomes very useful. Also, child themes are a great way to start learning about theme development. So how does a child theme work? Well, a child theme is loaded before the parent theme. Very important to remember for debugging purposes. You can create a child theme, and depending on if you duplicate any variables or have any clashes or problems, always start with your child theme and seeing if you have any duplications or anything that could be conflicting with the parent theme. So remember, child theme is going to be loaded for the parent. It's also the Functions.php is loaded in addition to the parent theme. So it's going to load the Functions PHP from the child theme first. It's going to add it to the parent theme, Functions.php. So what is the recipe for creating a child theme? Well, the first thing that you want to do is, and we'll demonstrate this, we're going to go into your WP content folder, go into your themes folder, and then the theme name, whatever it is, and then just add -child to it. One thing that is required in any child theme is that you have to create a style sheet, and it has to be named style.css. What's required in the child theme, within the style CSS file, you have to give it a theme name. You have to add the theme name to the style sheet, and you have to add the template. That's the name of the parent theme directory. Okay, so we'll show you how you do that right about now. All right, so we're back into our parent themes function PHP. First thing we're going to do is we're just going to come up here and we're going to delete all this. All right, so we've got it removed, and now we have to create a child theme and add what we've just deleted to that theme. But let's verify and make sure that it has been deleted from the front end of our website, so the script is no longer being loaded. Okay, so back on the front end, we can see our script is right here. We'll just do a little reload, and yep, and it is gone. All right, so now we're starting kind of from the start again. So let's go build our child theme and add that functionality to it. So we're back here in our code editor. We are in our 2021 theme, and we're going to create now a child theme. So in order to do that, again, we go to WordPress, we go to WP content, we go to our themes, and here we are going to create the child theme for the 2021 theme. Very straightforward to do this. The only small little trick is making sure after you do 2021 hyphen child. That's it. That's all you need to do for it to be recognized. The next thing that is essential is that you add the style.css file. Okay. Now in the style CSS file, there are two things that are absolutely required in order for the WordPress core. Remember, WordPress core does a lot of cool things, and you don't need to worry about it. The first thing you need to make sure you add is the theme name. So that's 2021 child, and that's gonna load everything up for you. That's gonna help the WordPress core to recognize. And the additional thing is the template, right? So that's the 2021. If you're not sure, that's it. There's a variety of other things that you can add, but these are the two core things that are required. It's the theme name and the template. All right, now the theme name, if you're wondering where to help you do that, well, if you go back into your parent theme and you go into its style CSS, it'll have its theme name right there. So you just want to copy that theme name, paste it, and then just make a space, add child. And the template is just the actual template, of the the 2021 is just 2021. That's it. WordPress core will recognize that, and you'll be able to activate the theme. So let's go take a look at how we do that. So in order to activate the theme, typically what you would need to do is install the child theme. Now we've already done that. We've added it to the directory. We've gone in and just hard-coded it in, but you would install it. You do that, you go into Appearance, Themes, add New, and then activate the child theme. We've essentially completed the first two, so we just need to go and complete the second to do that. So let's jump in and see how we do it. So now we are back in our 2021. We can see here it has the parent theme. If you had the theme not installed, you had to pull it off of a file server or out of a zip or something like that. Can you just go into the add new, and then you just kind of search for it or find it or upload it, kind of go through it that way. We've already hard-coded it in, so we don't need to worry about doing any of that. All we need to do is, well, now that it's refreshed, is activate it. Now that it's been activated, it's not really going to do anything because we haven't really set it up to do anything. But now that it is activated, let's go create the Functions.php, add the Google Analytics script to our child theme, and enjoy the fruits of our labor. Let's jump into it. Okay, so we're back here in our child theme. Now what we're going to do is add a Functions.php. And again, since my typing is kind of slow, we're just going to copy and we're going to paste everything that we did in the previous step back in here. Going to go over it again just to make sure it's all fresh in our minds. But there we go. So we copy and pasted it in. So we're just going to go through. The first thing that you want to do again is your add action. Right? This is exactly what this is what makes all the magic happen. So you add action. When this action is performed, when WordPress core activates this action hook, WP head, it does it on its own. We're saying, hey, activate, add Google Analytics to header function, our function as well. And then it'll insert this script or add that script into the head. Okay, so let's go see how we've done. So here we are back on the back on the front end. And you can see we don't have the script installed. So we have, since we've added the child theme, we've added the Functions.php, and we've included the function to add the Google Analytics script. Let's see how we did. Yep, and there we go. So our Google Analytics script has been added. So that pretty much sums it up. All right, so here we are back in the code editor with the work that we've completed so far. So again, we go into WP content, we go into our themes, you create your child theme. Your child theme, exactly the same as the parent theme, just hyphen child. Make sure that you have minimum your style CSS, and you are required to have the theme name and the template. The theme name is just the theme, the parent theme name, and then space child, and the template is, again, just the 2021 in this case, is just add it to there. So whatever your parent's theme folder name is here, you go to themes, you see the folder name, just add that here. That's the minimum that's required. There are other things that I would suggest you add, and you can get to that point when you're ready. But this will give you a good way to start having a little fun, start doing a little coding and building some things. Since we do want to add functionality to the parent theme, and we do want to prevent losing those changes when the parent theme updates. Again, we've created our child theme, and we've created our own functions theme. So this functions theme will be added to the 2021 functions theme. And again, we add our action, WP head. When the core fires off, it's going to add our function, which is this one right here. It's going to insert the script into the head. That's it. WordPress is it can be a very beautiful piece of technology. Once you get comfortable how to use it, it is really a great tool to use. So I appreciate your time, spending the time with me today. Very grateful for that. If there's any questions you have, any comments, any constructive feedback, please leave the comments below. If there's anything you'd like for me to explore, perhaps in more detail, or any topics within WordPress that you would like for me to cover, I would be more than happy to do that. I'll ask, give me a follow, give me a like, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.